Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to IH Braves Tomahawk Stadium, where the Indian Hill Braves men's lacrosse team will take on the CHCA Eagles for the first home game of the 2017 lacrosse season. The Braves come in 1-2. They're taking on an Eagles team that is 3-4. This will be the second game in Division II for the Braves, looking for their second win after a big win against Fenwick on Saturday. In the booth with me tonight is Mark Ferris. We'll be bringing you the live action, streaming on IHTN1 on the YouTube. Mark, what's the codes to tonight's success for the Braves?
Winning the face-offs. If we can control the face-off X, move the ball, we should do really well tonight.
So we've got Patrick Ferris will be taking most of the face-offs tonight. The Indian Hill Braves JV game just won a game against the St. X JV. That was a 7-3 game for the Braves. Very strong defense. And we're going to take a short break here for the national anthem, folks, and then we'll be right back with the live action. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rob Young with Mark Ferris, bringing you tonight's live action here at Tomahawk Stadium, where the Indian Hill Braves will be taking on the Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy Eagles for a men's Division II lacrosse game. For those of you that are new to the game of lacrosse, this game is a 10-on-10 game, and you'll notice that each team maintains 3 men at both ends of the field. As we bring out the starting lineups here for the Braves. Starting for the Braves, you've got number 3, Evan Youngblood. Number 9, Wyatt Fruland. Number 8, Ryan Fixler. Number 1, Xander Johnston. Number 28, Brent Irvine. Number 24, Patrick Ferris. Number 20, Graham Weiler. Number 33, Jaden Anderson. And number 44, Matt Sorensen. And number 27 in the goal for the Braves, Brooke McClay. So, Mark, Patrick is going to be taking the face-off. Has had a great year last year as a freshman, coming into his second year as a varsity player. Some of the games we need better wing play. It's not just about Patrick winning the face-off. It's about our wings doing a great job of boxing out or picking up the ground ball for Patrick.
Absolutely. Last weekend we saw a new development with Brent Irvine and both of our long stick midi wings picking up ground balls and locking off their wingmen. So if we did get a fast break, we could initiate it on the other end in offense.
In cage for CHCA tonight is number 20, Michael Phillips. And there's an example of the long stick mini picking the ball up. It's a quick turnover. A little bit of incidental. Patrick's trying to get that ball. No one's gotten control of it. CHCA's gotten early control, and a save by McClay. Looking for his first outlet pass as he walks it up the field. He's to the 20-yard line, looking to his cutting midi, number 28, Brent Irvine, who can't hold on to it. It's a turnover to CHCA. CHCA is going to settle this ball in for their offense. That's Owen Taylor.
Looks like we're in a man-to-man defense here.
So folks that are new to this game, you'll notice that there's a yellow line that extends from the 30 down to the end line. And on the other side of the field, the same line, and it comes across the 30 line as a white line. That is known as the offensive box. CHCA takes a shot, misses. There's going to be a penalty on number 44, Matt Sorensen. It's a slash. It'll be a 1-minute releasable penalty at 10:52. So a little bit of sloppy play here so far, a lot of turnovers, and the Braves are going to try their hand at man-down defense. As we'll show you the replay where this penalty happened. And you'll notice right here as Sorensen is playing tight on 18. And we're back to live action, folks. Just like teams that are starting the season out, this is our first broadcast of the season, so we're working out some of the kinks. We do have instant replay, so look for some great highlights as the game goes on here. Shot, missed, long, backed up by CHCA.
Shot by number 27, Kyle Renners.
CHCA still in a man-up offense here as the Braves, Jaden Anderson presses out. Shot wide, backed up by CHCA.
Austin Young with the shot there on goal.
And this penalty will be released here in a few seconds. And we're all even. So an unsuccessful man up for the Eagles as the Braves man down defense does a great job of stopping the extra opportunity. So in goal for the Braves, you got Brooke McClay. On defense, you've got Eric Person. You got Matt Sorensen, who was in the penalty box and is now out, and you got Jaden Anderson and Evan Youngblood and Graham Weiler. So those are our 4 sticks out on the field right now. Great defense by Anderson to knock the ball loose in the shot. Picked up by number 12.
Alex Major with the pickup on the ground ball.
Gets it successfully into the box as the Braves are now going to set up their offense for the first time in this game. And a shot and a score by number 9.
Wyatt Frulin.
Mr. Frulin with a goal.
Great goal scored by number 9, Wyatt Frulin. 8:51
And we'll have Frulin's shot on goal here and score on a replay. So we've got to get used to what numbers are who. So if I'm a little slow on telling you who scored, there's Wyatt's goal. Nice low off-stick shot by Frulin.
He got those hands up and got them high over the top.
Ferris at the face-off again. And it's CHCA's ball. In on defense, playing LSM for the Braves is Young, number 40. You got Ferris playing defense. It's shot, knocked down by number 20, Weiler. Ferris with the ball. He's going to pass it up to Fixler. Fixler's bringing it down to the 30. He gets the touch into the box, and they're going to pull it out as the Braves bring on their offensive set, who's Owen Taylor. You got Xander, Johnson, Wyatt Fruland, Fixler at the attack. You got Irvine, Taylor at midi, and Taylor with the score.
Braves hold score by number 23, Owen Taylor. 8:06 remaining in the first quarter of play. Score now. Braves 2, Eagles 0.
So, folks, the Braves go up with 8:06 left here, 2-0 on Owen Taylor's goal. And here's his replay. You'll see him catch the ball, bring it down the alley. Nice overhand shot right between the 5-hole. Ferris at the face-off again. He is Ferris wins the clamp, picks his own face-off up, gets the touch, takes a shot, and it's wide. Should have been overhanded, Mark.
Definitely should have been overhand.
So you always like seeing your Fogo take a shot when he's got the opportunity. The ball was backed up by Xander Johnson. The Braves are going to set up a settled offense here with Fixler losing control of the ball, and it's going to be a ground ball to Owen Taylor, who's looking to press. And a nice feed from Taylor to Fruland for a goal. Ninth.
Wyatt Fruland.
Fruland with the goal off an assist from Taylor. That's his second goal of the night. So Fruland's well on his way to a hat trick with 7:42 left here in the first quarter. It is a 3-0 game. And this is a great assist by Owen Taylor. So Owen Taylor's got 2 points, an assist and a goal. So Taylor down the right alley dishes it off to Fruland, who quick catches it, quickly puts it in the goal. Face off for Ferris. Ferris pops it up.
Popped it up. 27 picked it up for CHCA.
And that's going to be, nope, they keep it in. Be CHCA setting up the settled offense. So, Mark, we talked about face-off was critical, having good ball movement, getting some dodging from our midfield. So all things right now for the Braves are nice save by McClay, quickly picked up by Youngblood. McClay picks up the scooped ball, feeds it out to, let's see who gets this. It looks like it's going to be Major with the pickup. He'll go into the box, dishes it across, and it's Fruland gets the pass but has to pull it back out. Cross to tail and to Major. Major shoots, misses, picked up by Johnson. Johnson off to the Johnson bringing it through the backside of the net known as the X. Dishes it out to Fixler. Fixler is harassed by a long pole who brings it back out to Taylor, who's going for an ISO play. Beats his man. Gets picked up by 2 more. Pulls it back out. Looks to feed it to the cutter. No cutters. Brought back out top to number 2, Jimmy Brunette. Brunette going ISO. Quickly moves his man. Moves it to the center. Oh, that was a great play, but Braves will maintain possession on the loose ball. Taylor with another shot and a score. So the midfield scoring at will from the outside. That's Owen Taylor's second goal. That'll make it 4-4. So Taylor now has 3 points, an assist, 2 goals. Needs 1 more goal to get that hat trick as the Braves are up 4-0 with 6:02 left here in the first quarter. We'll see if we're going to have a replay here. Mark, you know, when you start to get these kind of games going, obviously in the game of lacrosse, it's a quick-paced game. It's very easily So the success of that play was actually the Brooke McClay. It was the Brooke McClay save here that we're going to see as 30 comes around the net, tries to shoot. McClay saves it. Youngblood scoops it out of the air. Jaden Anderson gets it back into McClay in the crease, and McClay gets a nice outlet to set up the goal by Owen Taylor from the outside.
We didn't talk a lot about our goalie play before the game, but so far it's been extremely solid. Nice couple of down here with shots on goal from CHCA and making it tough on them even when they're getting good looks.
So out for defense, you got Youngblood, Weiler, Sorensen, and Anderson. You got Cole Wybrick out in the far wing. You got Fruland, Johnson, and Fixler at the attack. And there's that wing play from Anderson, who picks up the ground ball for Ferris, who will get the successful face-off win. Mark, is that his fourth face-off win, or is he get credited with 5 now?
I think that's his 4th. Great wing play there.
And we talked about how the key to winning face-offs is not always the face-off guy. That is a big, big piece of it. But a lot of times it's and that's another score by Wyatt Fruland with the hat trick. So Fruland, that's a Xander Johnson to Fruland goal on the left-hand side of the cage. And we quickly go to a 5-0 game, 5:34. So the defense in the last 2 games has really tightened up. We're playing good defense. We're doing great on ground balls. It's leading to transition, offense, and we're scoring at will.
Yeah, I mean, the goal before this one obviously was set up by a save and a nice clear. Clearing's gotten much better over the last couple of games. Seeing much more improvement as we get comfortable in the season.
So you got Ferris at the face-off. Young out there with Ferris. Young scoops up the ground ball, gets hit from behind and loses it. Still fighting for it. Young chasing down the guy. Knocks the ball off. Raz in his hands as they triple it. And quickly, the coach for CHCA calls a timeout. Bring you a short public service announcement here for IHTN. We are a nonprofit organization, folks, run strictly by students of Indian Hill High School, and the great help of a great teacher, Denny Dupps.
Tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network is a presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC. The Indian Hill Television Network produced.
All right, folks, we're back coming out of the timeout. On the field for the Braves at defense is Matt Sorensen, Graham Weiler, Josh Young, and it looks like Evan Youngblood. At midi for the Braves is number 12, Alex Major. Number 21, I believe, is Cole Wybrick. And then down at the attack end coming out of this break will be Fruland, Johnson, and Fixler. Not sure if that's a doctor's firm or a law firm.
Either one.
So CHCA is going to have the ball up here at about the 40. They'll be setting up a settled offense. We're all even. 5:15 left here in the first quarter. It is 5-0.
Rob, they've been able to move the ball around really well and get some good shots on goal, but our goalie's been solid, and then our defense has gotten turnovers as well. Number 29 with the shot there, Austin Young.
Major knocks the ball down, and we're going to have a flag on the play. So we're going to go man down. It looks like Major's going to be called with a push. He's going to be called for a trip, which is a 1 minute releasable penalty. So with 4:34, the Braves are going to be man down with 4:34 left, and they're up 5-0.
Now, the last man down situation, our defensive squad was able to get a stop and kill a man down. The opportunity for CHCA.
Flag on the play. And the play gets – so CHCA is going to convert, and that was a lack of communication on defense. Guys not –
27, Kyle Renners with the goal.
So, Mark, we talked about it earlier. You know, this is a fast-paced game. Very quickly, you can score 5 goals. You know, I've watched college games where teams have been down by 4, and in 30 seconds of game time, they're even.
Absolutely.
So Patrick will be taking the face-off again. In the wing is Jaden Anderson and Cole Wybrick on the far side. And this is going to be an example of our middies wings not getting the ground ball.
Patrick had an opportunity there. It looks like he missed on it.
And Braves by CHCA. Nope, it's going to go CHCA's way. Up at the top here. So you got Jaden Anderson trying to push out. And CHCA is going to throw the ball away on a turnover. It'll be Braves ball down at the end line.
Rob, you were talking about momentum, how it can change the face of the game. That was an opportunity there for CHCA, and looks like, you know, we've got it going the other way now, and we've put a stop to that.
Major tries to feed it into Johnson, who tries to get a shot off, but got the ball knocked down. He picks up the ground ball, takes it back behind X. Quick swim dodge, pulls it back out, dumps it off to Fruland, who's going to take his opportunity and shoots, and it's outside. Fruland need to take one more step past GLE, known as Gold Line Extended for you newcomers to lacrosse.
We've got looks like Indian Hill's got a solid ride here working, making it really difficult for CHCA.
Failure to advance is going to be Braves ball. As Taylor's looking for the delay a game call on CHCA, they don't get it. Taylor's just going to drive it in, dumps it back out to Warbrick, who gets it down to Johnson. Johnson to Fruland. Fruland over to Fixler. Taylor's going to dodge in. He's going to pull it back out. Taylor is the senior captain for the Braves. He'll be playing at
Washington. He's going to be playing at Washington and Lee next year.
Thank you, Mark. I had a senior moment.
Good ball movement by Indian Hill there. We just need to keep moving it around.
Johnson gets past his man, takes a shot, and it's off cage. It'll be Fruland with the backup. I have dinner on the mind. I was thinking Johnson and Wales, but I knew it wasn't. That was not it. Folks, if you're here at the game, which I'm sure you're not if you're listening to me, I think we have maybe 2 people watching us, Mark. Great feed, nice save. It'll be Braves ball.
Good look by Cole. Nice movement off ball too to get the to get open there for the easy feed to him. Get a little bit of a scrum here. Looks like Eric Fluhop's working for the ground ball.
Fixler picks it up. Fixler in. Nice save by the keeper on the putt shot by Fixler. CHCA coming on the offensive side. Bad throw. This is going to go to the Braves. It'll be a turnover if they can keep control of the ball. It's Youngblood with the pickup as he comes up the field looking to clear the ball. And
Derek
Fluhoff gets the ball, gets it down to Fruland, who brings it down. We got to get a touch here. He gets the touch in the offensive box. Fruland looking to work the offense. So, Mark, one of the things that gets critical in these type of games, obviously, when they start, we're still in the first quarter here as the Braves hustle. Braves ball. Fixler picks the ball up. So Fixler gets it out to Warbrick.
Yeah, obviously, Rob, one of the things that's critical in games like this is you stay with your offense and keep doing the things that are working and not get away from that and take too many quick shots or tried things that may or may not work just to be
Anderson tries to pick that ball up, Mark. Shot wide off cage. It's Indian Hill ball.
Shot on cage by Austin
And
Young.
we're going to get a Gilman here. As so at the end of one, Mark, we're 5-1. Braves played really well, I'd say, for the middle half of the quarter. Got a little sloppy there at the end. The Braves come into this 1-2, and CHCA came into this game 3-4 with wins against teams like Talawanda, Clinton Massey, and Xenia. Their last game was a loss 15-3 to Kings, who the Braves will see here shortly.
Right.
So this will be a good test. If we can come out of this game somewhere holding them to 3 or under and we can score more than 15, that means that Kings game is going to be a big matchup.
Right. And if we keep doing what we started the game with after that first initial face-off of playing solid on the wings, picking the ground balls up, good ball movement on the offensive end when we move off ball, and then on defense, everybody playing solid, playing good assignment defense down here. They were talking early. The only let-up we had was on the man down where it was a miscommunication. It's the only goal we gave up. The goalies played extremely well. We've been able to clear the ball, which is critical as well. We've held them to, I think, one successful clear.
Yep. And that last clear, which was technically a successful clear, I would say was not a successful clear. We broke it up. Anderson had the ball, got bumped from behind, lost control. He just didn't have quite a good control. Scrum for the ball, they end up with it. They get a shot that's not backed up, turns it over to us. McClay obviously with the last second Gilman to kind of end the quarter. It's still an early game. It's 5-1. I don't like games that are 5-1. The challenge for the Braves will be what they did against Fenwick, which is to stay focused, continue to play their game, not worry about the score. Just play good, solid Indian Hill lacrosse and bring home the win no matter how big that is. But we have to keep our focus.
So it looks like we get Werbrick and
Warbrick and Anderson on the far wing. Now that we've switched ends. So loose ball, and it's still a fight for it. Ferris still fighting for that ball. And CHCA is trying to get it. It's anybody's ball right now, people on the ground. And Ferris picks up the ground ball. He's going to bring it in. He's looking to dish it off. Gives it to Fruland, who brings it out top to Warbrick. To Taylor. To Fixler. So we need to see more of our middies dodging from up top, cutting through on off-ball movement. Those are the things that if I was Coach McKay, I'd be having the guys work on in this type of game. We know our attackmen are really good. It's slippery and can score up close. Let's work on that midfield game. And here we go. Taylor with the dodge down the right alley. Dumps it off to Fixler. To Fruland. Fruland into Fixler. Oh, Fixler had a great shot. He should have taken it without making the spin. Sometimes a movement is not necessary.
Just fundamental lacrosse to shoot overhand and put it in.
That was a nice move by Xander, curling around the crease, trying to get it in, fed into Fluhoff. And that's
Jimmy Burnett with the shot.
With the playing catch with the goalie there. Need to move that goalie before you shoot. And I think that's what Fixler was trying to do with a little fancy spin move, but it cost him, I think, a goal. I think he could have made the move with a quick fake up top and then gone down low. Shot and goal. So we've talked about it. You got to possess the ball. You got to control it on offense. You got to make good shots. You cannot play catch with the goalie. And then if you do turn it over, you got to ride all the way down the field. That was just not getting the defense set up. So here comes Ferris with the face-off. On the near side here for us is number 28, Bryn Irvine. And on the far side, Jaden Anderson. Anderson with the ground ball. Gets caught up in traffic, loses it. CHCA is going to get this ball. Braves need to get back on defense. Irvine comes back, gets set into the hole, pushes him out. Great defense by Irvine. Youngblood knocks the ball loose. CHCA maintains possession.
There we go.
Great defense by Sorensen with the getting the ball to McClay. McClay with the outlet to Major. Major picks up his own missed pass. Gets it down to Fruland, who gets the touch. Who gets it out to Owens, who will set this offense up. Going one-on-one on number 21 is Owen Taylor. Shot wide. Backed up by Johnson.
Now we've got our offensive team on the field. Eric Fluhop just stepped on, so we've got all the offensive middies out there now.
It's the ball to Xander Johnson, who gets it out to Fluhoff. Fluhoff, the only true lefty, dumps it down to Fixler, who's going to dump it back out to Fluhoff. Out to Irvine, to Taylor. Fruland behind the cage out to Johnson. Johnson to Taylor, who's loose by himself. He's going to take the pick off of Irvine and fires away. Great ball movement, great off-ball movement by Irvine to set a pick. Taylor rubs off quick off that pick, gets his hands free, makes the shot. So we're going to see a replay here that's going to start with a defensive stop that led to a great outlet pass to set up the goal after a lot of ball movement. So here we go. Goes great defense by Youngblood there at the beginning. Sorensen with the tomahawk. Scoops it back into McClay, who gets it. Gets the great outlet. Setting up Taylor with the pick and the fire.
Looks like we turned the ball over on the face-off there. We had it, turned it over.
So the Braves are on offense. The offensive guy. Nice save by McClay. This ricochets out. It's going to be Braves ball.
Looks like the referee had to think about that for a second there.
Yeah, I don't know why he had to think about it. It was pretty clear who was closest to the ball. So the Braves are back on offense here. Shot saved by the Eagles goalie. This is where riding comes in handy. And you can see that Xander knocks the ball away, and it's going to be Braves ball. Great ride by Xander Johnson. Great defense, great rides, lead to offense, which eventually lead to scoring, Mark.
That's right. Now we're back in our offensive set. We just need to continue to move the ball and move off ball and do those things, as you talked about earlier, that work well for us.
So Fruland's been kind of quiet on the scoring front since his hat trick. And that's going to be Fixler with the goal. Great curl around, great momentum. You saw him take that shot. It reversed his direction. That's always a great sign of a great shot when an offensive guy takes a shot and the next thing you know he's backpedaling.
Nice left-handed shot.
So here comes the Fixler dodging. And there you go. Great high to low. So Ferris at the face-off X again for the Braves. At the pace that Patrick is going, he will be the all-time face-off leader for the Braves. Last year, I think he ended the year at about 67%, Mark?
Yep. 226 wins. Right there's a perfect situation, though, Rob. We talked about win the clamp, win everything, and then we
Great defense by Anderson to lift the guy's arms, keep him from shooting. You got Graham Weiler out there. Nice save by McClay. Zach, we're down a cameraman. Anderson trying to back that up. Both players are on the ground. It's going to be Braves ball on the loose ball push.
Nice clear up to Owen Taylor there, bringing the ball to the offensive end.
To Fruland to get the touch in the box. Xander to Fruland back into Fluhoff. They're looking for this. Braves making substitutions on the defensive side here. They've got their defense in place.
Ball down.
Nice defense by Taylor to knock that ball down, and it's going to be Braves ball. I'm sorry, you're right.
Defensive turnover.
That was Alex Taylor with the great defense. I'm sorry, Alex Major. Alex Taylor graduated several years ago. And if I remember correctly, he did wear number 12. So I'm going to use that as my old man excuse tonight. Braves have got to take care of this ball on offense. They're getting excited to go to cage before they have the ball. Fruland to Johnson with about 4:30 left here in the second quarter, folks. Braves are up 7-2 if you're just joining us. And
Nice ball movement.
Fixler with another nice left-handed shot. That would be 2 goals for Fixler. So the Braves go up 8-2. Great ball movement, taking care of the ball. You know, the one argument that I would have that the Braves have got to stop doing is this cross the goal pass against a good team. That's never ever going to work. So why even try it?
Absolutely. Don't get in the habit of making that long pass. It's not even a skip pass, to your point. It's all the way across the field on the offensive side.
That was a double skip at best. Yeah. And you're going right through 3 defenders, who all have 6-foot poles, by the way. Great job by Ferris and Anderson to get that ball to Irvine. Fruland tried to take the shot before he had control of the ball. And we turn the ball over to CHCA.
Nice.
Johnson knocks the ball away. Fruland can't grab the pass. Fixler's riding the defender and knocks it out of his.
Fixler with the defensive pressure.
Nice.
Up top to Taylor. Shot score. That was great look by Fixler. So that's an assist for Fixler. 2 goals and assist. That's the hat trick for Taylor, who's got 2 assists, 3 goals. And I believe Fruland has 3 goals and an assist. So great play by the Braves. You know, we've got 3 of. Here comes a replay of that.
Rob, the thing you notice on this is Fixler's looking up. He's got his eyes up, looking up the field.
So here we go. We got the face-off for the Braves is Ferris again. Ferris has popped it up in the air. Who's going to get this? Ferris trying to control. It's going to be out of bounds on the Braves. It's going to be CHCA's ball as the Braves drop into their defensive set. Out there right now you got Major, Young, Weiler, Youngblood, Sorensen, McClay still in, and number 21, Cole Warbrick.
Evan Youngblood.
Nice backside help by Weiler. Cut it off. Youngblood's trying to get it. It's going to, I think it's going to go out on.
Defensive stop by Josh Young. Ball's out of bounds off the Eagles.
So Young credited with the defensive stop there. Weibrick's going to get the clear out to Taylor, who's quickly picked up. Weibrick comes across midfield. They get it down to Fruland, who's the touch-in-the-box guy. Nice check by CHCA. Weibrick can't hold on to the pass. 2:50 left here in the second quarter as CHCA So CHCA is successful with the clear, though not pretty. Braves playing good defense there, good help side. as Brunette and Young talk to switch guys on that loose ball. Up top, who's got the guy? He's open.
He tried to force a pass.
And it's going to be a turnover. So another great set of defensive effort by the Braves as Wyrick is going to bring this ball up. Dumps it off to Burnett. Burnett to Fixler, who gets the touch in the box. So I'm hoping we've got some alumni that are playing college ball listening to us tonight. You think Phil's watching?
I hope he is.
Just a bit outside by Mr. Taylor on that shot.
What about Matt? Is he watching his little brother tonight?
I'm hoping he is. I know that he's done with practice, but, as the college season winds down and exams get there, it's hard to say what he's doing. So for those that don't know, Mark's oldest son, Phil Ferris, is at
Lenore Ryan.
Lenore Ryan. And that's a goal for the Braves. They'll go up 10-2 with 1:02 left. And Xander Johnson's on the board.
Once again, good ball movement, good off-ball movement, running the offense.
Timeout by McKay.
Coach McKay looks like he bailed out his face-off guy there on the one-handed ground ball pickup and called a timeout.
And he called it just so he could chew him out, I'm sure.
I hope so.
He hates one-handed. So as we're into 59 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like he is chewing him out.
Been around this game at Indian Hill a little too long. So the Braves So the Braves are up 10-2, 59 seconds left here, Mark. We're going to go into halftime here with a substantial lead. What do you think McKay's telling these guys? Focus, focus, focus?
It's got to be. It's got to be keep the energy level up, keep the momentum going when we come back after halftime, and continue to do what's working for us. Keep playing fundamentally sound lacrosse.
So Fluhoff down to Fixler, back to Fluhoff, to Taylor. I'd like to see them move this ball around for a good 30 seconds before they try to score. Jimmy Brunette with the score on a dodge winger score.
Owen Taylor's pick set that up, definitely, for ball movement and off-ball movement.
So Ferris is going to be back out at the X. We've got 33 seconds left. Let's see if Ferris can start some offense off the face-off tonight. Young does a great job of boxing out the wing guy.
Back to his goalie.
Goalie out top to
Brent Irvine.
Brent Irvine. And Mr. McKay will call another timeout. So, folks, this is Coach McKay's fourth year with the Braves. His first season was the 2014 season coming in, and has been here. This is the youngest squad he has had since his tenure here. And we lost to Lakota West in the first game. It was an ugly game in the rain. And you could even see the missed ground balls from 30,000 feet in the air, because that's where I was watching the game that night. And
it was definitely a night that we didn't win the face-offs. We didn't have the good wing play, and we didn't have energy after the first quarter. The momentum turned and went the other way, and we never got it back.
And so with 22 seconds here, you know that Coach McKay didn't call a timeout just to hold the ball. So Fruland gets caught up, dumps it down to Fixler. Fixler in, off the mark. The goalie's going to have it. If you're the goalie, you're just going to Gilman it up. So, folks, with no time left here at halftime, the Braves are up 11-2 on CHCA. Keys to success. Great job at the face-off X by Ferris. Great wing play at the face-off. Goalie play, Brooke McClay was outstanding. It wasn't that CHCA wasn't getting looks, but he did a great job of stopping them. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be back. Head to your refrigerator if you're at home. If you're here at the stadium, head to the concession stands. It's ladies' night.
The Indian Hill Television Network produces coverage of many of the school sporting events, so be sure to catch all the boys and girls action on this community access channel. For playback times in your area, call the ICRC at 772-4272 or visit their website at www.icrctv.com. Coverage of Brave sports on the Indian
Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. This is Rob Young with Mark Ferris bringing you the live action at Tomahawk Stadium, where the Braves lead the Eagles 11-2 as we enter the second half. Mark, let's talk a little bit about the first half. Let's talk about what's coming up, and then we'll figure out what else to talk about for the rest of the game. So, folks, the Braves in the first half, dominant at the face-off X by Patrick Ferris. Wouldn't expect anything less, but really where that play has really improved over the last couple games is the wing play.
Wing play is critical. We've gotten very, very good wing play from, these guys are young. We've got freshmen and sophomores out there playing on the wings, and to Rob's point earlier, this is a very young team. So for these guys to step up and step into these roles and play as well as they have tonight, and the way they've progressed says a lot. That's the critical piece, though, of this, to continuing to carry this momentum into the second half. It's going to be about that, and it's going to be about the offense on the offensive side, moving the ball.
Yeah, and, of course, we've got some switch-ups. Brooke McClay is now playing LSM. In goal is sophomore Henry Mayhew, who is here to show you how to play as a sophomore. Ferris at the face-off X. You got Irvine on the short side, and CHCA controls the face-off. Ball on the ground. You never like these loose balls in front of the cage. And CHCA is going to pull this ball out and try to get their offense. It looks like CHCA has gone to a little bigger of an attack line there with number 6, who is Jack Phillips. Ball down. Irvine knocks the ball loose, picks the ground ball up, gets the ball. He's running down the field and gets the offensive box touch. Dumps it to number 14 for the Braves, who is Sam Richardson, a sophomore.
So we got more sophomores, some new players in out there.
So the entire attack line right now is sophomores. You got Xander Johnson, Wyatt Fruland, and Sam Richardson. Up top you've got Taylor, Irvine, and Wybrick. So it looks like we're going to work a little bit on our midi ISO plays. Dumped by Wyrick into Irvine, who's just a bit outside, backed up by Johnson. So, talking about what's going on in the game, there's two ways to play this game. You'll see a lot of offense play from behind the net at the X, or you'll see offenses play up at the top. And what you saw there was Wybrick taking a dodge down the right side and looking for that inside guy. Got the ball to Irvine, who was unable to make the goal but took a nice shot. And Irvine loses the ball. Taylor tries to pick it back up, gets knocked off the ball, and knocks the player out of bounds, but he gets rid of the ball, and now you've got Wybrick coming up the field trying to get it to Fruland. That's going to be a turnover on a bad pass. So, again, what we were talking about is teams either are typically from behind the cage, running from X, or they're from running from up top. The teams that are really good start at one of those two places, get the balls out to the wing, get guys cutting through, and feed into the crease and get real close goals.
And tonight we've had movement from both top side, and then from behind at X, and we're starting from X now. But to your point, Rob, a lot of good movement, and years past, or the last couple of years, we've been a top starting. The offense started mostly from the top, but this year, obviously, a little bit of adjustment changes with the personnel we've got, and it's worked really well. And when we run the offense, we're very successful.
So CHCA coming down on offense, takes a shot wide, backed up by number 30.
Eagles shot is wide. They back it up and retain possession on the end line.
So, again, you got to think that Coach McKay talked about on defense, staying focused, staying tight, not letting guys inside, forcing them outside. That's the key on defense in lacrosse, is pushing your guy outside to his weak hand side. Everybody wants to go to their strong head side. Majority of the guys you're going to see are right-handed guys. You have a few lefties on our team. our only true lefty is Fluhoff. He typically plays offensive attack for us and does a great job on that left-hand side. Taylor coming out.
You know, Rob, one of the things tonight on defense,
Alex Angel with the trail check.
the other piece there is good foot movement. You
Major
play
ground ball.
it's just like in basketball. You play defense by moving your feet, and lacrosse as well. And we've moved our feet really, really well tonight. We haven't
Cole Warbrick on the
tried to
trail.
reach with our stick, gotten a lot of penalties from that. So that's a very solid fundamental.
Xander with the shot saved by the keeper. Great
Phillips with the
take,
save for the
great
Eagles.
stop by the keeper. Taylor's going to try to get this ball as he's rode by a long stick. Taylor coming in for the dodge. And a great shot by Taylor for the score up top.
With the penalty. So we should get a man
Greatest
up
goal
opportunity.
scored by number 23, Owen Taylor.
So what happened in that play is Taylor got loose of his man. The man, it's either going to be a push with possession, which will be a waved off flag, or if it's a cross check, it'll stick. So in lacrosse, there's two different kind of penalties. There's technical penalties, which are pushes, and then personal fouls, which are your slashes, cross checks, and those trips, those kind of plays. Here comes the replay. Let's see if we can call it, Mark.
You can see right there he beats his man, beats the second guy.
I think this is. I think it's going to be called a slash. As we back this up. Yep, it's a slash on number 9, who comes over the top with what I like to call the tomahawk and hits Taylor right in the head. So that could have been a slash or a push.
Man up to start the face-off.
So at the face-off X for the Braves will be Patrick Ferris. And we've gone to two. So we've gone to an offensive set here on the face-off. You've got two short stick middies who are both very offensive-minded. You've got number 2, Jimmy Brunette, and Owen Taylor, who typically is the guy that comes off the field for the long stick. And Ferris. Taylor picks it up, gets possession.
Taylor
So Ferris will
ground
get
ball.
credited with
Here's
another
the break.
face-off win. So, Mark, for those people that are tuning in from China watching us tonight, let's help them understand this game a little better. You know, again, we talked about the offensive box. That's the yellow lines that go from the 30 down to the baseline. You have that yellow circle. That's a shot wide outside. The goalie's going to pick this up and clear it. That's known as the crease. When a goalie gets the ball inside the crease, makes a save, he has 4 seconds to get out of the crease or clear the ball out. One of the two.
And then the team with possession has to get it into the box on the other side of the field in
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So timeout by Coach McKay. I think that's his last timeout for the game. They get 3 a game, or they get 2 a half.
2 a half.
Our scorekeepers are not keeping track of the timeouts on the score clock, so they both say 0, which I know is not correct.
But we know the official at the desk, at the table.
That's true.
We'll have the official book, and the referees will keep it on the field. And I think he's going over to tell Coach McKay. No, I thought the referee was going over there to tell him how many timeouts he had left.
So right now, the Braves up 12-2, 7:22 left here in the game. Again, I'm Rob Young with Mark Ferris, broadcasting for IHTN on the YouTube channel, IHTN1. We try to broadcast as many games as we can. Spring season's a busy season. We've got the great baseball and softball facility. We've got this great stadium here at Tomahawk Stadium. Lots of special thanks out to sponsors such as the Weiler Group and many more. This whole entire program is brought to you by volunteer students who take a class and also come and volunteer their time not only to set up, and a lot of parents don't know this, a lot of people that watch this broadcast don't know this, there's roughly 7 or 8 students producing this show to make sure that everything's there. It's a great opportunity for kids to learn. A lot of the students have gone on to work for companies like ESPN, Disney, CBS sports. So great opportunity for the Indian Hill kids to learn the art of broadcast, producing, directing. And it's all brought to you by a wonderful, wonderful teacher that's been doing this for, I think, close to 30 years now, and that's Denny Dupps.
50. Wow.
He's been teaching close to 50, but I believe he's been doing this television stuff close to 30. Great teacher. Unknown fact about Mr. Dupps, he is the national handball champion at over 60.
Wow.
And CHCA just scored.
And there was a flag on the play, so we'll see if it's
Number 27, Kyle Renner.
Be a slash on Sorensen, it looks like. You know, I always laugh when I'm watching the Florida Tech games at home. They have a great guy that announces the game. He's fairly new to lacrosse. The program at Florida Tech's only 5 years old. They've only been broadcasting the games for about 2 or 3 years now. And he does both girls and boys games. And he announces baseball games, volunteer for the university. But he calls it the knee down. So Matt Sorensen is in the knee down tonight. And I'm not sure where he got that, but the other night he was broadcasting, he talked about how in the girls' game they actually have a chair that they can sit in, but in the boys' game it's a kneel down. Just a little known fact. Folks, there's a lot of great players from the Cincinnati area that have gone on to play college lacrosse, a lot from the Indian Hill area. Ian McKay just set the Michigan all-time scoring record on Saturday. Ian King, who played for the Indian Hill Braves all the way through middle school, then went off to St. X, but he is an Indian Hill resident and is at the University of Michigan and now is the all-time scoring leader for the University of Michigan.
So Indian Hill was able to win the possession off the face-off there on the man
You got
down.
Fixler with the ball. Sam Richardson back out on the field. So they're letting Fruland take a break for a little bit. You can see Wybrick, who's, Indian Hill's man down right now. Not sure why CHCA isn't pushing.
Yeah, Rob, they're not playing out very far. You would think they would double team. Typically, when you're a man down on you're a man up in a man up situation, you would double team the ball every time because no one should be open on the double team.
Nice swim move by Fixler. And the goalie picks up that errant pass by Major. Wybrick is chasing it down, picks it up. Owen Taylor with the ball as CHCA makes a wholesale substitution that might cost them a goal, and it does.
Yep.
So that's where in lacrosse it gets tricky. A lot of teams have gone to this. We've got offensive middies, we got defensive middies. We're constantly subbing. It's a lot like soccer. The problem is it moves so much faster than soccer and hockey that it's hard to get those guys in and out, especially if there's a turnover at the wrong moment. So
Yeah,
here comes this great goal.
Nice pass.
Nice pass by Taylor to Fixler. I believe that's Fixler's hat trick.
I think so. And that was right-handed. So he scored goals with both hands tonight.
2 milkshake goals and a regular goal. So for those of you that have not been around Indian Hill lacrosse for a long, long time, like Mr. Ferris here and myself, a milkshake goal is Coach McKay's way of rewarding guys for going offhand. Offhand means you're using your non-dominant hand. Mr. Fixler, who has a hat trick tonight, scored his first 2 goals using his left hand. He is a right-handed player, and Fixler with a submarine on a right-handed shot.
Left-handed.
Oh, another left-handed shot. That was the putter shot, as I like to call it. But again, Coach McKay would reward kids for shooting offhand.
Great goal scored by number 8, Ryan Fixler.
Okay.
So we're going to have a replay here. You'll see the quick ball movement by the Braves, and you'll see the milkshake goal by Fixler at the end. So here it is quickly to Irvine to Fixler, who puts it right in between the 5-hole. The 5-hole, folks, and if you're a goalie, your on-stick high is known as 1. You come down, and the 5-hole is in between your legs. So the Braves are up 14-3 with 4:42 left here in the third quarter. Mark, the Braves are making great execution of moving the ball around. We're getting lots of guys in this game who typically don't get a lot of playing time, which is always good because you're going to have a deep bench going into the tournament.
And you never know when the injury bug could hit as well. You hate to think about that, but it does happen. And every year since we've been at Indian Hill, there's always been someone hurt in the middle of the season, the key player. And so, to your point, if you can get these young guys this experience early in the season and let them get that confidence level, so when they have to step in and fill those shoes, they can do it.
So here we go with the face-off X. Patrick is a great clamp artist. He typically clamps and pops. And there he goes again, pops it out, picked up by Brooke McClay, who gets it down to Richardson. Folks, if you've never watched the game of lacrosse, another way to look at this game is to look at it like a basketball game. A lot of similarities in the offensive movement, a lot of similarity in how you play defense. That shot is off the defender. I think he's going to feel that shot, and Fixler picks up the loose ground ball.
Yeah.
Johnson did not want anything of Owen Taylor's shot there. Taylor from the X. So, folks, we've talked a little bit about some of the offensive sets, but if you know basketball, lacrosse is very much like that offensively. You've got guys who cut through. It's very similar right now. What they're running is kind of a 5-and-1. There's 6 offensive guys on the side. It's very similar to a box-and-1 in basketball. The only big difference is obviously you can take the ball behind the net here. Another shot wide. This time it's backed up by the Braves still.
Yeah, the dodges over the screens, similar to basketball. You run a screen so a shooter can get open, or, a pick and roll in basketball. And lacrosse, it's a pick and slip. You've seen quite a few of those up top.
Owen Taylor with another shot and a goal. So, Mark, one of the things that I think we need to look at as far as offensively, ball possession, Patrick does a great job, but you get into a game where it's a 15-15 game, he's taken 30-plus face-offs. I don't care how good you are, you get worn down. I really think at this point in the game, this is the type of game where McKay needs to try some other guys. We got to have. Hey, you guys are screaming in our ears. So Ferris at the face-off. And who's going to come up with this loose ball as Ferris pitches it out? There's a flag. I have a funny feeling this is going to be on Patrick. Patrick gets called for the hold. I'll take that. I thought he was going to get called for a slash, to be honest with you, but we'll take that hold. That's a 32nd. As you can see, Coach McKay giving Mr. Ferris a lesson in what not to do. So as the Braves set up for their man down, I actually, in these type of games, Mark, like running man down. So what is man down, folks? Man down is where we have a man in the penalty box and we're playing one man short. It's either called an extra man opportunity if your team is man up, and obviously we're Braves, so our team is man down, which means the Eagles are man up, and they have one extra player than we do, or we are down one player. And you can see we're playing a traditional box and one, very similar to basketball. It's a zone type defense. The offense is trying to move the ball. One of the things I will tell you that CHCA needs to work on offensively, and that's a score from way up top. I'm going to take a guess that Mayhew got shielded on that
He
shot.
did. He was screened.
So one of the things I was talking about was that CHCA, looking at the difference between the two offenses, CHCA holds the ball a lot longer than the Indian Hill guys. What made that last goal by the Braves so spectacular is that they get rid of the ball very quickly out of their stick. We're going to have a replay of this CHCA goal. You'll see them moving the ball around on the outside. Guy gets his hands free, and anytime that happens, you can see we're in a zone. They move it down to the left side, bring it around, and really two things that happened there. One, Mayhew got screened, so he couldn't see the shot. Two, our defense sloughed off too far. That's that one-handed try on the ground ball. Coach McKay's going to have a word with Wyrick when he comes off the field, I'm sure. Person to Ferris. Do not be mistaken by Ferris's stature. He is a strong ox out there. Perfect disposition to be a face-off guy. Did he wrestle this year, Mark?
He did. He did wrestle this year. His second year as a varsity wrestler. We have quite a few lacrosse players that wrestle.
Thanks to Mr. Leschek, which is great for strength and conditioning for lacrosse. Not sure it helps them so much with their stick skills, but it definitely helps them with their conditioning. Taylor with another shot off the rail. It's going to be Braves ball. Fruland's back in the game, so you got Fruland, Fixler.
That's a great example of a pick we were talking about when you draw the parallel between this and basketball.
So again, you can see they're trying to run a lot from up top, a lot of ISO, work the ball around. That's Richardson with the ball down to Fixler.
Yeah, it's almost at that point in time at the quarter here where it looks like we're playing a little keep away.
And the Braves are going to turn the ball over, and that's sometimes what happens when you get a little lazy when you're up 15-4 with 9 seconds left. So I'm sure Coach McKay at the break at the quarter. Fixler with a nice ride.
Looks like we're going to run out the clock here. There we go.
So with 1 quarter left in this game, the Braves are up 15-4. When we look at the scoring by CHCA, it's usually been a breakdown on defense. When we saw that replay, I thought it was just a screen by one of our people. Was the screen also was because they were laying off the offensive player. I never ever like seeing a guy with free hands. So I'm sure Coach McKay will work on that. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. So, folks, I'm Rob Young with Mark Ferris here in the booth at Tomahawk Stadium, bringing you the live action on IHTN1 with the Braves taking on the CHCA Eagles, where the Braves lead the Eagles 15-4. And we got 12 minutes left here in the game. Mark, is it 12 goals or 11 goals that we go to a running clock?
I think it's 12. Once you get to the 12 goal lead, you go to a running clock. We shall see, though. We may be wrong here.
And somebody forgot to start there. So here we go with the Braves on offense. Ferris with another win at the X. I'm going to take a prediction that he is about 94% tonight.
Maybe.
You've got Fruland out there, Fixler. Fixler with a shot wide.
You know, Rob, what do they call those goals when they go in the back of the net like that? We always used to call them mom goals because mom would always go, "Yay, he scored!"
That's a good. I like that terminology. I like that terminology. So the Braves are riding well here. This is going to be a pass to the long pole that's going to go errant, but he's able to pick it up. Nice pick. And failure to advance the ball. It's going to be Braves ball. So Taylor's going to come in on the offensive side of this ball for the Braves. So, Mark, we were talking a little bit about what's coming up for the Braves. Next game is on Wednesday away at Archbishop McNicholas. They are 2-4. They are another Division II team. They've lost to Alter. They've beat Madeira. They've beat Carroll Dayton. They lost to Summit Country Day. They lost to Marymount 0-17. It looks like their Oak Hills game got canceled. And they lost to Fenwick 8-9. And we beat Fenwick. So I'm not sure that's – don't know where the push is, but –
looks like the referee let him play on that one. Another push. That was legal in front.
Where's the failure to advance? Now they've got numbers. This is where the Braves have to be careful. Got to get back. They still have numbers. We're still playing short defensively as Fluhoff tries to come off the field. And now we've got.
You know, Rob, they didn't press the advantage there. They were substituting guys in and out on their side, so it allowed us to make that substitution you were talking about.
And we're going to go man down as.
And give up a goal.
Person gets a slash, and the goal will count, so it's now a 15-5 game. So, you know, different kind of penalties. We talked about it a little earlier. Personal fouls, that is considered a personal foul. It's a slash. What is a slash? It's when you hit your opposing player anywhere on their body other than their hands or arms. They don't always call everything, but you're pretty much guaranteed that if you hit the guy over top of the head with the stick, you're going to get called for a slash. Good thing was it wasn't a wind-up tomahawk, or else we may be looking at 2-minute unreleasable. Rules of emphasis for lacrosse this year are always player safety rules. One of those are hits to, illegal body checks, which is hitting your player from behind, up top, unnecessary roughness.
Luke Schumann, good job on the faceoff by Luke Schumann there.
We got to control the ball first. And he steps out. Oh, nope. Coach McKay calls his final timeout. So let's talk about some other things. We've talked about offense. Let's talk defense. Defensively, you typically play 3 long poles and 3 short poles. Your short poles are usually known as middies. They go up and down the entire field. Defenders with long poles typically stay on the defensive end of the field, but not always. They're not required to. The only requirement that you have is that on your defensive end of the field, you have to have 4 players at all times on that end of the field. What a lot of teams will do is when they're going into their defensive sets, they'll take an offensive midi off the field, sub him in on the fly, and bring in a 4th long pole. What's the difference between a long pole and a short pole? Long pole, 6 foot tall. Short pole, 3 foot tall. Patrick Ferris does not use a 6 foot pole for faceoff, though he is allowed to, Mark.
He is.
The problem is that would probably be a little hard for Patrick to control, but just to give you some context around how this game is played. You can kick the ball. You can play the ball off your chest. You can play it off your helmet if you want to. Not strongly encouraged. The only thing you cannot do is catch the ball in a free hand. So let's see what the Braves set up on offense here. We're man down offense. Again, that means we are playing short one man. Typically in these situations, McKay is going to have his players run and move to kill the penalty. So we are in a 1 minute penalty here. I'm not sure exactly how much time's left in that penalty, but you can see Owen Taylor's goal is just to run around and not let them have the ball, because if they get the ball, they will have an opportunity to set up their man. And the Braves turn this ball over, and that's going to be a push. So it'll be CHCA's ball. That's a push without possession. It's no penalty. It's just a change of possession, much like in basketball, where you don't get a foul, but you turn the ball over because you either traveled or you double dribbled the ball. Men's lacrosse is a sport of contact. But it's not a game of football. There's a lot of teams in the Cincinnati area. And CHCA turns that ball over. The Braves are back on offense, and we're all even now, folks. So but they now turn the ball over.
And it looks like no, he didn't shoot.
But Weiler gets out there, picks up the ground ball, clears it up the field to Richardson, who can't handle the pass. It's going to go out past the end line. It will be CHCA. So now we're playing sloppy lacrosse. But to the benefit of everyone out on the field, you've got a lot of players out there that are not starters, that are getting some experience in. You've got Lucas Faulkner. You've got we now got Evan Youngblood, a senior. And that call is called a ward. That's playing with your free hand. So if you got both hands on your stick, you typically aren't going to get called. A free hand play is where you take your free hand and push the other guy off. Very similar to basketball. So that would be an offensive turnover, and the Braves now are back on offense.
Looks like we've got a new midi line out here. He's giving Owen Taylor a break, and Brent Irvine and some of those guys.
Xander's playing nice down the alley, and a score. But I believe that's his hat trick.
I believe so.
So we've got 3 or 4 guys now with a hat trick. I think you've got Taylor, Fruland, Fixler, and Johnson now all with a hat trick. Lots of assists going on. Didn't see who the assist was on that, but I think that was an unassisted goal. So the Braves go up 16-5 with 7:23 left here. And who's at the faceoff for us?
Luke Schumann.
So we've got Luke Schumann taking his second faceoff, which is exactly what we talked about earlier, Mark. It's important to get somebody out there with some more faceoff experience so that when we are in a game where it's a close game, 15-15, and Patrick's taken 30-plus faceoffs, we got somebody else to give him some relief. So Schumann picks up the ground ball. You got to get a touch. Nice job by Schumann on the face-off to get control of the ball. He'll win a second face-off.
Brian Lewis starts the offense for the Braves.
Got the ball to another sophomore there, one of the part of the sophomore class, Brian Lewis, and
Shot just wide. That's by Alex Major. I got it right this time.
By the Eagles.
So looking at past Wednesday's game, we have Oakwood on Saturday here at Tomahawk Stadium. Oakwood will come into that game 3-1 or 4-1 or 3-2. Let's see who they're playing this week before us. They have Beaver Creek on Wednesday. Oh, they have Fairmont on Friday and then us on Saturday. So they've got a slam-packed week of games. You can see right now the Braves are pulling this ball out. It's an 11-goal differential. So we're still on a stop clock. Lots of different players in there, but you still got your steady. There's Fluhoff, the lefty, trying to work his way back into the cage. He gets knocked down. No flag. And, folks, this is a lot like basketball. You know, as a ref, you have to make some judgment calls because if you called every single little incident of contact, this game may last a long, long time. Obviously, you want to call it fairly, and you also want to call it with player safety in mind. So Young breaks loose, shot high.
looks like Cole got a piece of the shooter's stick there, number 26 stick on that shot.
Sports fan, Indianville varsity baseball was in action today against Reading and won 3-2. A.J. King got the win for the Braves.
So other action in Braves land today. You had varsity baseball taking on Reading, and A.J. King gets a win, and the Braves win that game 3-2. So other excitement going on in Braves land today. Congratulations, A.J. Hope you had a great night pitching. So some other exciting news going on in the lacrosse world. Let's take a look at college lacrosse real quick. Let's see what we've got going on at Division I. Your top-ranked teams right now are
Braves back up the shot. Possession on the sideline.
Syracuse moved into the top spot this week, taking over from Penn State, who lost to Maryland on Saturday. You got Hofstra number 2, Maryland number 3, Denver number 4. Penn State drops all the way down to 5. Then Albany, Notre Dame, Army, Duke, and Ohio State, with Ben Randall from Mason High School already being watched as an All-American for Ohio State in his first year at Ohio State.
I think we got another Ohio boy playing it on Hofstra as well.
We do. Tanner Griffin is playing at Hofstra. He's from Loveland, which we will see next Monday at Loveland High School. The Braves will be playing Loveland. So our next couple games, we got McNick on Wednesday. You've got Oakwood on Saturday, Loveland, a Division I school, on Monday. Of note, Indian Hill prodigy, all-time defender for the Braves, Tanner Lanstra, is a senior at High Point University. He's the captain. He's also in the hunt for an All-American bid.
Nice pickoff there.
So, Mark, something that a lot of people probably don't know as we have this clear, that's Graham Weiler coming up the field with the ball, coming all the way down to the offensive side, gets his touch, and gets it out to, hopefully, Xander Johnson. You know, other known fact about lacrosse.
I think we're to the running clock.
I think you're right. Xander Johnson looking to bring the ball out. Little known fact about lacrosse, it is the oldest known organized sport in North America. You may wonder, where did the name lacrosse come from, Mark? Do you know the story?
Was it the French fur traders?
It was actually the French priests, monks, that came over here to evangelize the heathen Indians, and they saw this game being played on the field with, there's stories of thousands of players on the field. But this game to the American natives is known as the game to the creators. This is a game that they played to honor God. This was a game that they played with dignity and honor, and it was a way of settling their disputes through a very violent game at times, but a game that has become known as lacrosse. They called it lacrosse because in the old days, all the sticks were made out of wood. They used hickory. They'd narrow that hickory branch down at the top. They'd bend it over, lash it, and it looked like the cross that a monk or a priest would carried as a staff. So lacrosse is in reference to the stick. We call them sticks in America now as Europeans, but they're really known as crosses. You have three different size crosses. You have the offensive cross, which is a 36-inch stick. You have a defensive cross, which is 60 inches plus the head, and then you have the next size is your goalie shaft. You're allowed to have up to 4 defensive shafts on the field at any given time. You have to have 1 goalie shaft on the field at all times. Most people don't know that.
Most goalies, though, nowadays in the modern era have gone to the shorter shaft. Most of them don't use the traditional longer shaft.
Unless their college coach tries to convince them to. A lot of your college players go back to using a longer stick, but they do. A lot of players prefer the shorter stick. The old thinking was that longer stick would help you clear the ball. It wasn't so much about stopping the ball, because a longer stick doesn't really give you a whole lot of advantage on stopping. But when it comes to clearing, a goalie may be clearing the ball 80, 90 yards at a time, depending on what type of... and Taylor loses the ball. We're just under a minute. Actually, I'm sorry, we're just under 10 seconds. So, folks, this is Rob Young with Mark Ferris bringing you tonight's action, where the Indian Hill Braves win 18-5 at the first home game at night here at Tomahawk Stadium. Lots of hat tricks, lots of scoring by the Braves, good defense, good play in the wings. Again, folks, this broadcast is brought to you by IHTN, and Mr. Dupps, we thank him for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you.
Watch the home games. Most of them will be televised. And as we roll the credits, a lot of special thanks go out to Zach Young, our producer, Zach Young, our director, Michael Overberg, handling graphics, Ryan Boyer, our technical engineer, David Reniger, Richard Gowan, our cameramen, and I'm Rob Young with Mark Ferris, your announcers. And we humbly thank you for watching tonight. We'll see you at the next game here at Tomahawk Stadium next Monday.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.